some sections of this poem or story or whatever it is. It's kind of not like anything I've ever written before, and yeah, we'll see. It has the propensity to go on for quite a long time. What I have here is edited down from about 200 pages, and I've been deleting and cutting and adding and rearranging all day. So I'm going to see how long we go. Let's play it by ear. Thank you all for being here as well. Yeah, this is for you now, which is not the most encouraging of statements, I guess, considering everything in this book is called hopelessness. Some of you might have also noticed that there's a massive cobweb up there. That will become relevant later in the reading. Hopelessness. Who will wipe this blood off us, he said, that boils the ground? He ricocheted the night. Swallow. Again, even more. Chewing on the pelvic floor, the life that creaks away below, who shudders in the light. Softly, some obliteration slipped into the air. And what is without confidence? Passion, 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 softly taken, beaten in its world of intensive make. The shuddered climate open and getting steadily worse. Recite a life for me. I sat alone in the strangled grass. The sea had turned very still. The echoing lives moved around the buildings. I sat at my desk. You were helping me up the bridge, but I had to be helping myself. A cricket popped in her cage. I said, from my chair. You said, from where could you communicate? I thought. I wondered why you had asked me again. You must have known. I could communicate from here with my mouth. I could shout, or I could use a phone or a pen. I could sign. From where could you communicate? Silence hung in the wake of the question. Private words I wasn't allowed to replay. I said, I could communicate from my cellar. I could communicate from an apple, and felt myself move up a little, and on into the quiet field, an empty space, a car park all tamped down with concrete. Where have you gone? Life has been so something since you left. A scorn to still say life. The walls shift a little and wobble into line. About 8 miles away, a clutch of people shouting and chanting every single week. The flotsam of the movements. The whole process is botched. I'm holding on to the cans. The tube has come loose from the tape at the incision point. Spite is in the sound. I don't have any money. There is no place, and I have the past lying in a trough. Did you know that I have no money and no place? You sang My Heart Is Not Convinced. My eyes were snapped awake. A freezing bellow of wind sorted me out, and I am back on the course, the long march through the car park and the cluster of agents in yellow waving their arms, holding their phones, ready to bruise me, echoing ghosts of a meadow, in a car park, in a hall, in a county, in some counties, in a country, by a car park, in a charismatic Baptist church, by a car park, inside a charismatic Baptist church, dying to return in free association to the floating mouth the field has, the gunky stock in raided glue, so looted, non-polluted, ethics castigate the dreaming ultra-left inside a new extinction who accelerates yet still remains austere. I could communicate in a box, in a field, on a sofa, in a chain, in a nozzle, in a bed, from a stomach, in a leaf, to a stone, from a bolt, to a gluey hand, in salary cuts from any organisation, or to a blue-green light just above the car park, turning the tarmac into gases and other lights, LEDs dropping like wildflowers and butterflies onto the floor of the carpet, the day and verdant beauty from some raided middle-class people in the southeast, making your best choices for you, sensible, maggoty, diluted, and in 4 new locations. Something I will never forget, suspended in space or air. I am lit and gleaming in the flowers, my delicate body in long, warm grasses swish and smile up, papillon LEDs forming into a shape. I could communicate from here, here, here. I used my finger in my head, eye and tube, clumsily pushing it back into the wound, sneering at the nurses who only have to help you, who only want to do it, now sluice back through retention, pain and little plastic gloves, take you through the engram by any quiet mechanism. The bedsheet was red, the carpet was grey, the lamp was antique, the pain was so... No, the bedsheet was red. The window was clear, the meadow was there, the nation was gone by any quiet mechanism. Sorry, what? We're going to try and attach the tube again now. The tube, okay? You may feel a little discomfort there, that's all done now for you. Lying in the lonely bed, drinking and sighing, moving gently onto a side and then another. There will be no sleeping. There are thoughts, there is the blunt light and smells. The room is a mistake, they think. They lie in their bed. You are sent back to bed, back to the wide mind, narrow down the tube, in a lit-up car park in a field. He presses you dead and open, flat out. What are you? Knowing. Transcript, immoted by dead in acute rile in a cleft, something I will never, that memory held in, arrested in space, coined and pushed into the pressure of testimony, will not forgive, will not let up. My Chang flowers, tell me.